Hello, welcome to Flinders University and welcome to Ready2Go, which is the academic orientation program delivered by the Student Learning Support Service here at Flinders. In this module, we are going to be exploring studying for success. Before I get into some of the specifics about that, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that I am on Kaurna land that was never ceded, and I pay my respects to the elders and traditional owners of the land, past, present and emerging. The transition to university for all students can be a little bit challenging. It's very exciting, but it can be a little bit challenging. For students who have recently been at school, you're entering into what is quite a different educational environment. And for many students, they're returning to an educational environment after many, many years away working or caring for families. So it can be a challenging time. The good news is everybody knows of the very famous 4 R's of successful study. And that's what we're going to explore in this module. Reading, referencing, writing, which does not begin with an R at all, and neither does critical thinking. So there are no 4 R's of successful study. Thankfully, there are 4 areas of study that we are going to explore that are going to set you on the very right path to have a really successful first semester here at Flinders. You know, every student knows when they start uni, they're going to have to do a lot of reading. They're going to have to do a lot of writing. They're going to have to reference that reading in that writing, and a little bit less familiar to students, the idea of critical thinking. It isn't about changing the way you think at university, but it is about being really conscious of your thinking and reasoning and arguing in a really well-developed and particular way. So what happens in this module? We have 4 wonderful videos that are going to help you explore these 4 areas. The first one, my colleague Tio is going to talk to you about smart reading and reading with a purpose, exploring how and why it is that we would want to read with a purpose at university. Unfortunately for you, I return in the second video in this module, exploring the fundamentals of referencing, particularly why it is we need to reference and when is it that we reference. The video also gives you some great tips on where you can go for more specific information when the time comes in relation to referencing. The third video in this series, one from my colleague Lauren, introduces the broad area of academic writing, setting you off writing the right way from the very beginning. And the final video in this module introduces the idea of critical thinking, often described as the HD or high distinction mindset. If you demonstrate strong critical thinking skills in your work, then you are demonstrating an HD mindset for sure. So let's get started. Let's make sure you are ready to go for your first semester here at Flinders. So follow the links, and do remember that at the Student Learning Support Service on our Flow site, we have a huge number of resources that you can explore along the way as you begin your journey here at Flinders. I wish you the very best of luck for your first semester.